Hello, I guess you're enjoying my book page ideas, so I've got another idea for you, and I saw this a while ago. There's so many ideas out there, it's just unbelievable. But anyways, what I want to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to glue along this edge. And I should have used my other one because this one's almost empty. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue along this edge, and then I'm going to fold this in thirds. Because I'm going to fold this over like so, and then press that down flat. All right, there. Now you've got a tunnel. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this and fold it up, fold it right in half, and then take scissors and cut it in half. Okay, then we're going to take each of these ones and we're going to fold them in half and cut those ones also, so that we have 4 pieces. 1, 2, and then this one. And you can do this with maps, old maps. You can use those pieces, or decorative paper, any kind of paper you can use. Okay, so we've got 4 of these now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 and make sure they're all the words are going the same way. And I'm going to take 2 of them, and I'm going to get my circle punch. And in the top center here, we're going to snip off a little bite out of it. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with the other ones. And if you want the bites to be the same, then just put this one right on top of the other 2, and then you can just line up the circle. That way they're all lined up the same. Alrighty. There. So now we have 4 tucks that we can use. They're pocket tucks. So we just have to close them up at the bottom. Okay. To close them up at the bottom, you can either use your glue stick and go ahead and glue them. So I would just open it up and just put a little bit of glue along the bottom edge. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, just to close them up. Close it up. Close it up and close it up. Come on, stay down. How come there's always one that's going to give me trouble? All right, there. There. Now you can use these in so many different ways, okay? I've seen people take them and you can glue them to each other like this. And you can, so that if you stack them like this, then you've got all these tucks that you can, all these pockets that are all together, and you can keep piling them on. You can make them as long as you want, and that would make you could layer that inside a journal or on scrapbook page. You could do the whole edge of a scrapbook page. Wouldn't that be fun? And have all these little tucks going on, pockets going all the way down. You could use them inside or outside on a card. That's a lot of fun to do. You can use the pockets separately inside something, okay, because they are actual little pockets now. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and do, let's put them together. But first, I want to go around the edges a little bit. So let's get for some reason I like to use this color. So let's do this. There. And you don't even really have to do the bottom except for on one of them. There, that works. All right. So now you can put them all together. Actually, I think I like it that way. Why not? Shall I stack them? Why not? Let's go ahead and stack them. And then I've got another idea for you too, which I'll do another video for that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and just halfway on two sides like that. And then you can do across the bottom. So if you do across the bottom and then halfway, actually if you do across the bottom, then that's just going to give you, no, it won't. It'll be fine. Never mind. What am I thinking? Because we don't need that anyways. All right. Yeah. That's good. So that gives you this pocket here and this pocket here. Okay. And then we're going to do that again. Put that on there. I think I want this one on next. Why not? And I think I'm going to put a little bit behind the two top things too there. Because that'll hold that down. I probably should have done this one too. Yeah, let's fold those up and get a little glue right on the back side of these. Right on the shoulders. It looks like a little at the top of a t-shirt. So, all right. So what I did was this. Do the back of the shoulders on here, and then halfway down on either side, and then across the bottom. All right. Then go ahead and line up those shoulders. There. All right. So now we have 4 pockets that we can put things in. So check this out. There's a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here, and a pocket here. Okay. All righty. So now let's get a card. And this can go on a card. Let's see. So now, what are we going to put in it? That's the fun part. And I always like to cover the front with another piece of paper too. I just think, I don't know, that's just fun. And I do have some scraps, so you know what I could do is just do a collage around it. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. I'm just going to do one sheet. We're going to create another torn piece. But that's okay. Then I'll have more to make a collage. That's much better. Okay. Much better, much better. All right. Then we can glue this on. All right, that's better. Now, put that orange back down here. That's nice. Now, I want to back this with something so it will pop away from that. So let me get these little bits and pieces in here, and I'm going to need that for the inside of the card. And let's go ahead and do that now. There or here. Yeah, why not? I'll put it down there. All right, now let's put a back on this. So what color? Let's see. How about, that would be pretty. What is this? That's just tissue paper. Isn't that pretty tissue paper? That's just gorgeous. Oh, that would be gorgeous. would be really, really pretty. And then I could tear around that. That would be pretty. Ooh, let's do it. Why not? That's going to be pretty. Oh, I could put a piece of this on the inside too of the card. That would be pretty. All right. This can go back in that envelope with my browns and golds. This needs to be folded back over and put back in there. All righty. That's pretty. Okay. So I guess I'm going to have to fold this. That's folded up. That will fit. All right. So I'm just going to fold it up so we can see it anyways. Why not? That's pretty. And then let's put this on there. I love using different fibers and different types of textures. I just think that's fun, especially for stuff like this. There, line that up on the bottom. Put that down. Ooh, that looks so glitzy and pretty. I like that. All right, and I do want a little piece of that up for the inside. So where those little bits and pieces go, right there. I'm just going to use that piece. Why not? Because that's all we need is just a wee little bit of that. Right on there. Ta-da! Isn't that pretty? That's nice. All right, now I just get to decorate the outside of these, put something on them, and or put something on the insides. This one's going to have to be something small so it doesn't hang up and over, but the other ones can be taller. So that'll be fun. So let's see. I'm thinking maybe orange or brown. Let's see. What is that? Those are tags. Will that match? That orange one might. That's kind of pretty. That's just sitting here. Let's see. Take that off. Now this will be easier to get out. That's pretty. Is that deep enough? Nope, it'll have to go on the next one down. That's okay. It just fits there. If I put a bow, it would work. But that would definitely work on that one. All right. So that'll work. We can do that. These can stay in there. All righty. Let's see. Do I want to do more orangey stuff or more brown stuff? I've got a slew of brown. Let's do browns. All right. Let me put this back away. That back away. All right, brown, brown, brown. Let's see what we've got in here. Oh, I always save these from the envelopes. They're just so pretty. Oh, handmade with love. That's perfect. We've got a piggy. That's so cute. We've got a dancing guy. We've got an acorn. That might be fun. A basket. What's that? A buffalo. Ooh, he's kind of cool on there. Happy Meal. They're so adorable. And the bunny. That is so cute. I don't think this is going to match, but we'll see. All right. I kind of like the buffalo on there. He's kind of fun. Either that or this piggy. The piggy off to the side. He's kind of fun. I think I like the pig. Let's put the piggy on there. Why not? And I think I could definitely 3D him. And then I could put some stuff inside. All right, so let's do that. Purple, right there. Put that right next to it. There. That's fun. That is cute. I like that. So now I can slip some things inside there. So how about we could definitely do one of these guys in here. That would be fun. A bunny. Some bears. I like the handmade with love. That's adorable. And actually, who said that? Janelle Spellbrink. These are really cute. I don't know if you made these or if you bought these, but thank you, Janelle. These are so pretty to have and use on here. And I think I'm going to put this right down here. Handmade with love. Why not? That is cute. All right, I like that. And somebody else printed these off and sent them to me. That's so adorable. Another book page. A koala bear. I could make that into a tag. All right, another piggy. Oop, a squirrel or chipmunk. He's so adorable. Oh, and this is so pretty. Somebody made that and sent it, and it's just so pretty. So pretty. All right, Happy Mail. That says just Happy Mail. That might be kind of fun to just stick in there. Whoa, that's falling down inside there. Alrighty, a monkey. What else? Oh, here you go. I'm in awe of your many talents. Bev Maher sent that to me. See, and this would fit in the bottom, and it would be okay if it was too big, because then it would stand up. So that might be an idea. This, will that stand up and out? Yes, it will. So we could actually make that stand up and out. I wouldn't want to ruin that. Let's see. Some more tags and another envelope. These are so funny. Put one of these silly little guys in there. That would be funny. All right, I like that. I kind of like that, but I would just have to put it on something higher. Or just not stick it all the way down in. That's cute. I do like this squirrel. He's adorable. Oh, I've got another one. And I keep calling it a squirrel. It's not a squirrel. It's a chipmunk. All right, what else do I have in here? Lots of stuff. That's a funky looking tag. Barrel of monkeys, barrel of monkeys. Tab. Oh yeah, and I've got these that I made, and oh, I could use one of those and put a little message in. I made these before in another video, so I have to attach these. Oh, that's an adorable one. I could do that with this little gingerbread guy. Put the gingerbread guy over here and then put this here. That is adorable. Okay, she really looks like my sister. That's really cute. Okay, so I have to do that. That's fun, and two things in there and one thing in here so far. But do I love that? I'm not sure if I love it or not. Let's see. A hand. I love the hands. I forget who sent those to me. But I love them. Okay, those are boots. Butterflies. Some more pictures. Some more pictures. Isn't that funny? A piggy and he's got hair. It just came out like that. Oh yeah, here's a little tab. You know what? I could put this on here and cover up that happy face. And then put a string, and then it wouldn't fall so far down in. You know what? Maybe I will do that. That's a good idea. Why not? Cover up the happy face. There. And then I can punch a hole. These are so fun to make because you just fill those up with little tiny nothings in there. And then they're fun to make and they're fun to receive because it's just a bunch of little doodads to play with. And just pulling them out and playing with them, just looking at them once is fun. There, that's much better because then that could go in there and the strings will hang out, and then we need one on here. The only thing is this is pokey, so I'm not sure if I really like that one in there or not. I do, but I don't. Maybe I won't put that in because I'm not liking the way it pokes. All right, what else can I put in there? How about, oh yeah, I had this one. I could put this one in there. So that's in the second one. So if I put this in here, yes, I could do that one. All right, so let's do that. That's a neat texture too. Right here. I haven't done this background in a while. I'll have to do a video on that because it's such an odd background. I'll have to remember to do that before I send this to somebody. That's cute. Okay, so I've got one thing in here, one thing in there, 2 and 2. All right, so can I fit anything else in here? I'm sure I've got more stuff. Houses. Why is that sticking up? Because there was a piece of tape on there. All right, let's get that off of there. Flowers. Bookmarks. A sticker. People. More tags. What are all these? Pictures of people. Oh gosh, there's a whole pile of stuff right here. Let's see what's in here. Just a gold dot, some little legs. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. There's 2 more things. That would work. That's a neat idea. All right, so I could do this one up in here with the lacy hanging out. That would be pretty. That's pretty. Okay, I like that. And then this one, or should I do the darker? Yeah, let's do the darker up there. The darker up there, and then the lighter down here with this cute little chipmunk. That is cute. I like that. Filled up little pockets. That would be such fun to get and then be able to pull those out. All right, let's see if I can get these all back in this envelope. Good golly molly, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, that needs to go in the orange bag. Orange, that's way too much orange right there. Okay, go back in the orange bag. All righty, and all this is brown stuff. That's a lot of stuff in here. I really need to work on this brown one. Guess I'm gonna have to do another video on this. I'm using some brown stuff. I'll have to do a happy hour one and see how much stuff I can get through. Oh, if that's from Michelle Parker, it says it's a little tiny squirrel. That's so cute. Okay, yeah, that's really filled. All right, that is cute. I like that. Very nice. Alrighty-dighty. So, check this out. Isn't that fun? With 4 pockets, you could put a lot of stuff in there. And that's going to cost you at least probably 2 stamps. And I would just turn it this way, turn it inside out like that, and then put it in an envelope and send it out. So that's really cute. And let's show you everything I've put in here. So in the top pocket, or here, we'll start down at the bottom. In this pocket, we've got the little chipmunk and a little doily. The next pocket is a little postage, cancel postage stamp little book, and a foamy gingerbread guy that somebody sent me. And the next pocket is a Happy Mail tag and a really neat textured tag. And then in the very top, we've got a neat little shape and a fun little, I don't know if that's Aztec image or what, but that's pretty cool. So, and of course the piggy and the Handmade with Love. I love that. So there you go. Isn't that a fun way to do a card? So I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. Pull out some itty bitty, pull out your book page, make some pockets, see what kind of things you can come up with, and see what kind of things you can find that are laying around. I want to add that are laying around that you can fill your pockets with. I think that would be a lot of fun. So, and until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.